Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Irzan bin Azri. I'm also a student of Bachelor in International Business. In this presentation, I will be accompanied by
Hi, my name is Nur Safawati binti Azman and I'm taking Bachelor International Business.
Assalamualaikum and greetings to my lecturer, Miss Intan, and my fellow groupmates. My name is Mohammed Shairan.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Dayang Shina binti Abang Muhammad Zawani.
Alright, moving on to the first part, the executive summary. Alright, what will be discussed on this executive summary? Basically, what we had studied on the FedEx. Alright, the FedEx is a leading global logistic that is worldwide known by all over the world because they have been established for a long time. So that's what it means by the leading global international logistic, and also its growth is driven by the acquisition. What do I mean by the acquisition? Is like the acquisition of ownership of something. For example, TNT, and also they have the technology innovation. Means that they have the technology implementation, especially on the logistic strategical move, and also they provide global trade in terms of international transaction between the parts. Let's say for the simpler terms, the parcel from door to door, or like from shipping the parcels like throughout the across the national border. And the next one will be they combine the global standards with the local adaptation. So how they could do this is to implement the the easiness for the consumer, those who are using their services in terms of delivering the parcel, and also the items through cargo delivery by using air freight. That's what they I mean, that's their forte actually. And also the key hubs that located for the FedEx, located at the Paris and also Guangzhou. This one is more to like connecting between Asia Pacific's hubs, to make sure that there will be easier accessible, uh, connecting the cargo delivery between those regions. And the next one will be this study is also discussing on how they can handle the risk by and how they can cater all these problems by using technology and also flexible strategies that they try to implement so that they could cater everybody all over the world. And the next one will be how they can improve themselves from time to time is through expansion, especially in the regions of East Africa and Central Asia. This one will be further explained in the later slides. And the next one will be the FedEx strategy to being proactive, sustainability, uh, implementation, and also there will be and also they are future ready. Like there will be improving from time to time in terms of technological implementation and how they can cater all over the world about their services, especially on um, cargo delivery and all those kind of stuff, like basically in the logistic. All right, without further ado, I will passing this baton to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Dayang Shina binti Abang Muhammad Zawani. So I'm gonna present for assignment 2, Logistic Management. So we choose FedEx for the assignment. So FedEx operate in highly competitive and saturated market. It's the largest express transportation company in globally, and the mission statement for FedEx is delivering superior financial return through high value logistic and related service. For the vision statement, to be dynamic, technology driven courier firm that positively impact life. So this company founded in 1973 as Federal Express, and it rebranded as FedEx in 2000. So this company operates in 220 countries and territories. And so this company have 5 divisions. The first one is FedEx Express, second one is FedEx Ground, third one is FedEx Freight, the fourth one is FedEx Logistic, and the last one is FedEx Service. So for the logistic operation, the first one is hub and spoke model. It's centralized sorting hubs and advanced technology in real-time tracking, automation, and route optimization. So for the FedEx, have 2 fleets, consists of 2. The first one is one of the largest cargo airline in the world. The second one is Ground, have 1,000 of delivery truck and vans. So for the warehousing, extensive global network of warehouses and distribution center. So for the last one is for integration, seamless coordination between air, ground, and freight services. So that's all for me. I will pass for the next presenter. Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next slide. Internalization tendency or internalization trend by FedEx, especially how they can capture all those demands, the needs, supply and demand all over the world. All right, first and foremost about what we can signify about FedEx is actually the global strategy of themselves, like how they can cater all those demands all over the world. Let's say, for example, they have been operating in 220 plus countries and also territories. So it displays that they have established business, I mean established cooperation like for a long time already. So how they can to maintain, to sustain this business is to they use proactive market entry strategy, so they can penetrate the market. Like they have different kind of strategy how they can uh, penetrate the market, and also regional adaptation. Like example, for the region at the Europe, they have different strategy. At the central part of like the Middle East part of area, they have a different kind of strategy. And the next part of this territory, they also have different kind of strategy how they can adapt to those regional adaptation. And the next one will be the growth of internalization of FedEx. They are driven by cross border of e-commerce and also fast delivery demand, where everybody demands fast delivery, especially on their parcel itself. So that's why they need to cater all those kind of things. I mean, how they can cater and sustain the business. And next one, we will be discussing on how they can expand like their business. I mean, their hubs. Like for example, in 2016, they acquire, or we could say, the acquisition ownership was happen uh, to happen on TNT Express, so that they could strengthen the European Union network. Like for example, if they want to cater the business, especially on European network region, I mean European Union region, like European region, they need to acquire the ownership of the hub, so that, or the corporation, so that they could enter the market, like penetrate the market, like uh, without without facing difficulties that cannot be countered. So that's why they need to acquire the ownership, especially in European regions. And the next one will be they are setting up no they set up the hub in Asia Pacific region, especially in Guangzhou or in China, so that they could cater faster delivery, regional dispatch on those regions. Why they need to set up the hubs, especially on Asia Pacific hub? Because the Asia continent is one of the largest continent in the world, uh, next to Europe, So it's better for them to set up or establish the hubs that could connect the centralization between the Asia Pacific regions, and also people in according to the research by Turkish researcher, relationship between logistic performance, trade volume, and also economic growth in 2025. uh, Asian population tends to order things like from online, those kind of things, so that this is where the FedEx try to put. I mean, this is where FedEx strategically penetrate the market. Like they are setting up the hubs, especially in Asia Pacific, so they could cater uh, their services, especially on the parcel dispatch in those regions. And the next one will be uh, when we say about the expansion pattern of FedEx and how they can internalization themselves, they will prefer acquisition of ownership in stable regions like Europe, something that less political issue and something like that. And but then, in terms of high risk area, like when we come into Middle East part of the area, we they will like require to have established the partnership. uh, let's say for example they need to require like to have the strategy of organic growth in Middle East. Like if I would like to explain in simpler terms on how they can penetrate the market through partnership, let's say for example you want to establish uh, establish the service that you need to capture on that place. You need to offer something like through partnership. They might be offering through CSR program and everything, so they could achieve SDG implementation. Uh, in this case, or in the scenario on how they can expand their services in terms of high risk area. And the next one will be the strategic trends. All right, when we're talking about the strategic trends, how they can be so strategic, penetrate the penetration of the market. Especially the first part will be they combine this global standardization and local preference. All right. When we talk about standardization in terms of global, not I would say not every regions could adapt or adhere to the global standardization that have been standardized all over the world. But then they blend it with local preferences. Let's say your place, the place doesn't have internet coverage. It is possible for them to have the cash on delivery method to to make it as a payment method. So how they can consumer pay for their services. So it doesn't mean they have to pay through PayPal and everything, but then they could also implement cash on delivery, especially the partnerships in, the services in high risk areas or the regions uh, that require partnership, like I mentioned earlier. And the next one will be they prioritize a freight. Why a freight? Because through a freight they will have better services, and in terms of faster delivery and also secure. This shows that, or this displays that the services that being offered by FedEx to cattle all over the world, especially on their services like to dispatch all those parcels, deliveries, and everything through logistic movement, they have better. They display better quality performance in terms of using air freight and also tech integration or technology integration over warehousing. With this shows that they are actually modernized, and uh, instead of being modernized, they are also implementing future ready. future ready. So I mean, future ready implementation. They have faster services and everything. So this shows that they have better security in terms of warehousing. Where if we use manual method, uh, I mean theft might be occur or data breaching and everything. I mean like something that could jeopardize the stocks or the inventory, especially in their logistic performance. So that's why tech integration in FedEx is really crucial in this part. And the next one will be they will be compete by focusing on time sensitive delivery and high volume delivery. Like I said just now, tech integration assists on this part where FedEx could cater like in those 20 plus country and territories, and this shows that they have the tendency to be one of the global leading logistic uh, corporation in international terms. All right, I will be moving on to the next. I will be moving on to the next part and passing the next one. All right. All right. Just as I mentioned earlier on the previous slide on how they can expand and everything, so this could lead into the cross-regional growth framework. All right. So this framework, this model of like how they can implement or they could strategize the further strategize the logistic strategy on how they can further to be success on and maintain to be the global leading perform of international logistic corporation. All right, first of all, I will be giving you the scenario where if they want to penetrate or to penetrate to or to enter the market of Southeast Asia. What they can see from this Southeast Asia region, they have the complexity of being moderately involved the political issue and everything. So it is possible for them to have collaborations, like because it's Southeast Asia, China is also one of the country that possess I mean the best performer in terms of economic terms. So this is this is like to ensure that the FedEx have better logistic performance in those regions that they are required to have collaborations, and this is how they can cater like how they can grow in those regions. And the next one will be the European Union regions, or I could say European regions for simpler terms. All right, when we look into European part of the world, I mean part of the region, they have low complexity of, let's say like for example the terrain itself. I mean the location, they have stable regions, right? So the potential for we have to the market entry or the penetration of the market will be high because they possess a lot of opportunity, and also in terms of location factor, they are one of the best market and I mean like market penetrator to develop their business. I mean to set up or establish the business, and this could be required. This could be acquired to into equity acquisitions, like for example the ownership from the previous slides I mentioned about TNT Express in 2016. FedEx acquired TNT Express. So this shows that no, this display that the strategy of their expansion is working well. I mean, it signified them as the one of the global leading logistic performer up until now that everybody trusted. And the next one will be the Africa region or the Middle East. All right, in terms of the location factor, it has high complexity and that due to the high complexity of the location factor, it requires FedEx to implement organic growth, where in SDG terms or SDG language that we are talking about right now is it is to implement networking between the African, the Africa region and the FedEx. So how they can cater like in a region that do not have, they possess uh, less network uh, coverage. Like say for example in Africa, as we know all over the world, and also according from the researchers also, um, Africa region possess one of the highest, not the highest, the most difficult to be entered due to the nature of the Africa itself. The Africa region, it is very humid and also very deadly. Occupied by lively and deadly dangerous reptiles. So this is why for the FedEx to, the requirement for the FedEx to penetrate the market, they need to have organic growth, like implementation, like one of the SDG method on how they can penetrate the market. All right, when we are talking about the future outlook of this internalization tendency, uh, just to summarize, as for the first point, we need to targeting growth in East Africa and Central Asia. Why these two? They possess one of the largest uh, one of the largest networking they FedEx could offer instead of uh, instead of penetrating easier market. Why not uh, elevating? Emerge to penetrate the markets they have difficulty, but then we but being welcomed with the high returns, the ROI will be high, return of investment will be high. All right, the next one will be the plans include automation. This one is more to explaining on the tech integration. Um just to adding on, but then further improving on how they can cater all those logistic, all those parcels, those all over the countries. So include the automation, analytics, and regional micro hubs. Uh, in every region they have been being operating on, so they can track. Of course, they can track. They can detect. Uh, they can plan and they can manage on how they can cater the dispatch, the delivery of the parcel itself in terms of a freight or etc. And the next one will be this strategy is to ensure the long-term dominance in global logistics without long-term strategy to penetrate and being dominant in terms of being global leading. It is it is difficult for FedEx to sustain in the business for a long time. So that, as you can see, as the years goes on, uh, that signify that FedEx is actually one of the global leading in terms of logistic performer in international. Thank you. I will be moving on at the next section.
For the question 3, which is challenges in international logistic and location decision, identify challenges faced by the company in managing logistic across multiple countries and discuss its strategies for location selection for FedEx company. So FedEx as the global logistic and courier delivery services company that operates in over 220 countries and territories, managing logistics across such a vast network presents several challenges. So for the first challenges is custom regulation and compliance. For the challenge is different countries have varying custom regulation, import or export restriction, and documentation requirement. For the impact, delays in custom clearance can lead to late deliveries and custom dissatisfaction. So for example is complex documentation for high value goods in country with strict regulation. Okay, for the second one is infrastructure disparities. For the challenges is inconsistent infrastructure. Example like roads, ports, airport. In developing countries affect timely transportation. So for the impact is increases cost and risk of damage or loss. Example like delivery in a rural part of Asia or Africa may take longer due to poor road networks. So for the third one is political and economic instability. Challenges is changes in government policies, trade tariff, or political unrest. For the impact, potential disruption to route or services increase the operational cost. So the example like trade tension, US to China can affect cross-border logistics strategies. For the last one is currency fluctuation, which is the challenges is exchange rate volatility affect cost structures and profit margin. So for the impact, difficulty in pricing services consistently across the region. So for the FedEx strategies for company selection, which is the first one is proximity to major markets, which is the strategy is establish hubs near high demand region to ensure the fast delivery. So for the second one is access to transportation infrastructure, which is the strategy is locate facilities near major airports, seaport, and highways. So for the third one is labor availability and cost. The strategy is consider areas with a skilled workforce at the competitive labor cost. So for the question 6 is application of JIT, inventory management, warehousing, and material handling. So discuss the implementation of this logistic principle in their impact on performance and cost efficiency FedEx company. So the first one is just in time JIT. JIT is a strategic aim at reducing inventory holding cost by receiving goods only when they are needed the production process for the shipment. So for the implementation at FedEx applies JIT by aligning delivery schedule with customer demand, especially for B2B clients like manufacturers and retailers. So for the impact is performance, faster response time. So for the cost efficiency is minimize warehousing needs and reducing the inventory carrying cost for clients. For the second one is inventory management, which is inventory management is efficiency to ensure the product are stored, tracked, and delivered. So for the implementation at FedEx, they uses advanced inventory visibility tools and real-time data analytics. So for the impact, performance is improved accuracy in order fulfillment. So for the cost efficiency is optimized inventory level, lower storage costs, and reduce waste or obsolescence. So for the third one is warehousing, which is warehousing involves the storage of goods before the distribution. Okay, so for the implementation at FedEx, operate a network of strategically located warehouses and distribution center globally. So for the impact, performance, faster order processing and delivery time due to automation and proximity to key market. So for the cost efficiency, reduces manual labor costs, improve space utilization, and decrease time to market. So for the last one, material handling. So material handling is referred to the movement, protection, storage, and control of the material through throughout the supply chain. So for the implementation at FedEx, utilizes advanced conveyor system, automated guided vehicles (AGV), and robotic arm in facilities. Okay, so for the impact, performance speed up loading or unloading and processing time. So for the cost efficiency, lower labor costs and operational risk to improve the asset utilization. Thank you.
I'm here to present my part for our assignment 2, Logistic Management, which is, my part is recommendations for improvement. So in today's fast-paced global economy, FedEx must continuously adapt. Adapt in what? Adapt and refine its international logistics strategy to maintain a competitive edge and meet evolving customers' expectations. How and what is my recommendations for FedEx to improve and to meet evolving customers' expectations? So one of the key area for enhancements lies in the adoption of advanced data analytic. I mean, they are good data analytic, but nowadays in the modern era, they should have advanced data analytic. And to make it more advanced, we can, we can put in artificial intelligence, which is pretty common nowadays, also known as AI. So these technologies can significantly improve real-time decision-making across global routes by predicting delays, managing capacity, and forecasting demand fluctuations. For all of the companies, whether it's service, products, whatever, especially FedEx, especially for logistics, investing in AI-powered logistic platforms would allow FedEx to operate more proactive and efficiently in the face of global supply chain challenges. So, according to my research that I've done, one of the strategic improvement involves strengthening regional hubs and local partnerships, particularly in emerging markets such as Southeast Asia and Africa. So by expanding localized distribution centers and collaborating with domestic delivery partners, FedEx can enhance delivery speeds and reduce transportation costs. So this regionalization approach supports much more agile and responsive logistics works. So another point is that by improving supply chain visibility, it is also crucial. Modern customers and business clients expect transparent tracking and timely status updates throughout the shipment journey. So for example, for GrabFood, Foodpanda, and Shopee Food, they track the journey for our delivery guy, the journey from the shop to the customer, so that the customer can track, the journey between the shop and the destination. They can see whether the delivery guy is, delivering on time or whatsoever. So the thing is, they can track the journey. So that is pretty convenient for customers. Another point is that sustainability is also another growing concern in international logistics. So with increasing pressure from governments and eco-conscious consumers, FedEx can further its commitment to sustainability by transitioning to carbon-neutral shipping options, expanding its fleet of electric delivery vehicles, and adopting eco-friendly packaging. These initiatives not only reduce environmental impact, but also align with global standards and customer preferences. So that is actually what I've got from my research. That article that I found is actually from World Economic Forum from the year 2022, which is also could be used now in the year 2025. Moving on, FedEx must continue to optimize cross-border customs processes. Delays at custom can significantly impact customers' satisfaction and operational costs. implementing automated customs clearance systems and clearance procedures through AI and machine learning can reduce clearance times and errors, thus enhancing international throughput. So another point is that FedEx should enhance in cybersecurity framework and global risk management policies. Given the scale of FedEx operations, which is worldwide, the company is increasingly vulnerable of cyber threats, data breaches, and geopolitical disruptions. So regular updates to cybersecurity protocols and comprehensive contingency planning are essential to safeguard the supply chain and maintain customers' trust. Another point is that introducing more dynamic pricing models and flexible service offering would further enhance FedEx adaptability in different markets. So options such as on-demand weekend delivery, pickup lockers, and pricing based on urgency can cater to a broader range of consumers' needs while improving operational efficiency. So for my last part, investing in workforce training and cultural sensitivity is vital for FedEx global success. A diverse and well-trained workforce ensures that the company meets local regulatory requirements, respects cultural norms, and delivers high-quality customer service. Employee education programs on culture, ethic, and regional logistics challenges would contribute to smoother international operation. So that article that I found from my research is actually from Harvard Business Review 2021. So to summarize everything of my part, overall, by leveraging technologies, especially AI, sustainable practices for the employees, flexible services to satisfy customers' needs, and a well-prepared workforce, FedEx can significantly strengthen its international logistics strategy and remain a global leader in express transportation and supply chain services. That is all for me. Thank you for listening.
All right. As to conclude on uh, what FedEx uh, could apply on the previous presenter explain on the key analysis focus and everything, and hereby I will conclude that the FedEx could continue to expand themselves, especially when they are using the technological integration like AI, artificial technology, artificial intelligence technology, predictive analytics, where they could focus on what, on how, and what why they need to plan, and the automation to cater everything in a faster method or the faster way on parcels, delivery, or dispatch in terms of the regional area of parts that require different strategies. All right, the next one will be they need to focus or scrutinize on the emerging regions like East Africa and Central Asia. Why not European? Because European is easy, but not for East Africa or Central Asia uh, regions that require acquisition. Not the acquisition, but then to the partnership on how they can establish strong or dominant logistic performing in those regions or those countries. And the next one, when they strengthen the strategy in terms of regional micro hubs and local partnerships, this one signify and touches on how their strategy to establish the dominance of being one of the global leading logistic performer in international term. And then with different and multiple strategies, they are developing adaptive uh, systems. I mean, adaptive analytic system that can handle future risks so that they could sustain in the operation for the long time or for a longer period. So, as to conclude, this is why they need to sustain themselves. I mean, in terms of being market penetrated at different regions, and also they need to incorporate or they need to imply ESG principles, or what is ESG in terms of ESG implementation. They actually have this similar kind of I mean, they have similar kind of concept like SDG. Pro- they are providing with the sustainable development goals, but the ESG is also the same thing. They found, I mean, like, they are the foundations of like how FedEx works, like environmental, social, and governance. If FedEx could not implement or apply one of these three, especially in 3PL's principles, they, I would say, in short, in short words, in short saying, they would not sustain. Easy. And the next one, they aim to have a long-term global dominance. So that's the reason why they need to have multiple strategies and everything in terms of being logistic performer through the innovation of technological advancement and also the sustainability of their operation for a long time. So, in terms of this conclusion, that will be all about what we can conclude in the study of FedEx being one of the logistic performer in terms of logistic management language. So, here are the list of references that we study on FedEx in terms of our subject, logistic management. I guess that will be all from our presentation today. I will hope you enjoy this presentation and gain insight about FedEx in logistic management. All right, that will be all. Thank you.